They thought the war was over, but what if that victory was actually the beginning of something far more dangerous? Because let's be honest for a second, do you really believe a family like Belleria just sits quietly in prison and accepts defeat? Yeah, me neither. That first trailer energy we're getting for Beauty in Black Season 3 is not giving peace, it's giving revenge, slow, calculated, and absolutely brutal. And if you look closely, it already feels like everything Kimmy built is about to collapse right in front of her. Now think about this. Season 2 ended with Kimmy basically playing chess while everyone else was stuck playing checkers. She outsmarted an entire empire, sent them behind bars, and walked away like a queen. Iconic. Absolutely. Safe? Not even close. Because people like Roy, Charles, and especially Jules, they don't lose. And when they do, they don't forgive, they reload. The biggest clue the trailer seems to hint at is simple: power never disappears, it just changes hands. And if the Belleria family still has even a fraction of their connections, their money, or their secrets, then prison is not the end for them, it's just a temporary inconvenience. And let's talk about secrets for a moment, because Season 2 left behind a mess that could destroy Kimmy's entire circle from the inside out. Glenn's death. Still suspicious. Still messy. Still something that could come back at the worst possible moment. Mallory's accident. Yeah, that secret is basically a ticking time bomb. The moment someone uses it against her, everything changes. And Horace. His personal life is already on the edge of becoming a public scandal. You really think enemies won't use that? So here's the real question: what happens when all these secrets don't stay buried anymore? Because the trailer vibe is clearly pointing toward one thing: this season is not about building power, it's about surviving the consequences of it. And honestly, the most dangerous part isn't even the Belleria family, it's betrayal. Think about it. Pressure changes people. Fear changes people. And when someone is forced to choose between protecting themselves or staying loyal, loyalty usually loses. Mallory already has the most to lose. If someone threatens to expose her past, how long can she really stand strong next to Kimmy? And what about Rain? She's already made one irreversible mistake. If that truth comes out in the worst way possible, does she become a target, or the reason everything falls apart? But here's where things get really interesting. The trailer doesn't feel like a story about one side winning anymore. It feels like a story where everyone loses something. Because even if Kimmy stays strong, even if she fights back, even if she refuses to break, what if the people around her start disappearing one by one? And if that happens, if her circle starts to crumble, who is Kimmy without her allies? And more importantly, who is she willing to become when she has nothing left to lose? And what happens when Kimmy finally realizes, this is no longer about winning, it's about who survives? Because if that first trailer hint is anything to go by, Season 3 is about to get darker than anything we've seen before. Not dramatic dark. I'm talking ruthless, no rules, everyone is a target kind of dark. Now let's connect the dots. If the Belleria family finds a way out, and come on, we both know they will, they're not coming back quietly. They're coming back with a plan. And not just any plan, a personal one. Mallory is the easiest pressure point. One threat, one secret exposed, and suddenly she's forced into a corner. And when someone like Mallory is cornered, do they fight back? Or do they make a deal? Because imagine this for a second: what if the biggest betrayal in Season 3 doesn't come from the enemies, but from inside Kimmy's own circle? Yeah, that would hit different. And then there's Jules. Let's not underestimate him. This is someone who doesn't just want revenge, he wants pain. The kind of revenge where you don't just lose, you suffer first. If he finds out the truth about his son, Rain instantly becomes a walking target. And not just her, anyone connected to her is in danger too. So now ask yourself, how long before someone decides Rain is too much of a risk to keep around? And if that decision is made, who makes it? Because the trailer energy feels like it's building toward sacrifices. The kind where survival means letting go of people you once protected. And let's talk about Horus. He's already fighting his own battle, and not the kind you can win with power or money. If his condition gets worse, he becomes vulnerable, and in a war like this, weakness is basically an invitation. So what happens if the enemies strike when he's at his lowest? Or worse, what if Kimmy is forced to choose between saving him, or finishing the war? Now that's the kind of decision that breaks people. And just when you think it can't get more intense, there's Charles and Roy. These are not side players. These are the kind of men who will burn everything just to prove a point. If they decide to make an example out of someone close to Kimmy, we're not talking about threats anymore. We're talking about actual losses. Permanent ones. And here's the scary part. The trailer doesn't feel like it's building toward a clean ending. It feels like chaos. Like unfinished business. Like nobody walks away untouched. Even if Kimmy wins again, what does that win even look like this time? Because winning a war is one thing, but surviving what it turns you into, that's something else entirely. And the final question that the trailer leaves us with is honestly the most unsettling one. When the dust settles, the enemies are gone, and the truth is finally out. Will Kimmy still be the hero of this story? Or will she become something even more dangerous than the people she destroyed?